Happy Selection Sunday, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge, a podcast that tells it like it is. Here to talk about the Selection Sunday Oklahoma University chances of making the big dance first time under Porter Moser. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. If you are, hit the like, comment on this video. Your thoughts on the NCAA tournament selection show that'll be coming on tonight and where OU may land in that. Also, check out the Fan Stop. TheFanStop.com. Sign up for the Shirt of the Month Club. You can see the ticker down at the bottom and use code SURGE. Get 10% off the first 3 months. Jay, Selection Sunday. Sooners have been on pins and needles a few times under Porter Moser. They've been one of the first teams out under Porter Moser. And now the pundits, the experts seem to all think that this team is in the big dance, Jay. So now it's a matter of not just if they're in, but where they're going to land regional-wise, what seed they'll be, and what their bracket matchups will look like.
Yeah, and it's really wild how much of a difference a week makes. Before they went and beat Texas, this team was, a lot of people, pundits, a lot of the experts said out, had to do some work. Well, they did some work. They beat Texas. They beat Georgia. But I think the crazy thing is they lose to Kentucky at the buzzer. And since that loss, I think their seed keeps going up maybe because of what's going on around the country with teams like Michigan, Louisville, Arizona. Louisville, Arizona, Michigan, all in the finals of their tournaments. I mean, just their non-conference. This is the year when their non-conference really paid off. And those early wins. But right now, this OU team's playing good, man, down the stretch. They could be 7-0 down the stretch in their last 7. So they've had a lot of close losses. I've looked at a lot of different bracketologies and brackets to, it's fun. I love it. And I love that OU's a part of that this year. And there's some interesting could be matchups for Oklahoma. I've seen anywhere from 9 seed, 10 seed. I've seen 1 or 2 still at 11, but most of them I've seen, Jerm, 10 or 9. And I would rather have the 10. I'll just say that.
You'd rather have the 10 or the 11 over the 9. To me, there's not a lot of difference between, a 6 seed versus playing an 8 or a 9. They're pretty much, if you're in the 8 or 9 game,
it's
and then
that second round game. Yeah.
The second round game, you're in the 1 seed. So you definitely want to stay away from the 9 somehow. 10 or 11, either way, it's going to depend on matchups. And who I've seen many different projections of anywhere from an Illinois to a St. Mary's. I mean, you look at anywhere, Jay, from 4 seed to about a 10 or 11, it's toss up on a lot of those teams. And who's hitting shots and who's defending. But one thing you said, Jay, I think stands out to me is in the last 7 games, this Oklahoma team was in every single game. Earlier on, they were getting blown out by some teams. This team was in every single game. And one of the biggest keys for this Sooner team is they really limited turnovers across the board down the home stretch. So, and I think committee looks at that. Committee is going to look at some of the close games they played, some of their tough losses they had, which were within a possession. And we'll see, Jay. There is an option. I mean, there's a venue in Wichita, Jay, that would be very close for Oklahoma. If they could get that would be easy for fans to travel. Or if they're going to go, get sent out west. But the closest ones are Rupp Arena in Lexington, and then the one in Wichita.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of the blowouts, but really, you look at the blowouts. I mean, you're talking about teams like Florida, Auburn, Alabama. I mean, those teams are, and Florida's probably going to be a 1 seed. Auburn's going to be 1. That's why I'm saying you really need to stay out of that 9 because I think a lot of the ones are like they're ones for a reason. Some years you get like a 1, you're like that team, they're gettable as an 8 or 9. Some of these ones right now, I mean, I'm not going to say they can't lose. Those ones can't lose. I'm just saying when you look at the top tier teams, I think the ones kind of stand out to me. I think they stand out a little bit different than the 2s and 3s, man.
One thing the committee chair said the other day on ESPN was over the summer, they looked at the bracket principles in regards to conference team playing another conference team. And the thing that was said that they came into an agreement of, Jay, was if a conference has over 9 teams, then they will look at how many times they played one of those teams. So, for example, if OU played a team twice like Missouri, they're not going to try to match them up in a second round. But if they only played a team once, that could be more of a possibility. It's something to take a note of. But also, the committee chair said SEC might not be the only conference that gets more than 9. It is, and by the way, if you're a 1 seed or even 2 seeds, you're going to be staying away from some of those teams till the Elite 8 or Final 4. So they've really, to me, the most difficult task ahead of the committee, Jay, is how are they going to keep some of those SEC schools away from each other?
Well, you're talking at least 13 teams. I mean, there's a possibility still. I don't know. I think Texas is probably not going to make it, but I mean, they're going to have 13 teams in this tournament. And you can only do so much as far as keeping teams away from each other. You can't do it with seeding and everything. There's going to be some second round matchups with SEC teams. It's just going to happen. So we'll see if Oklahoma is one of those teams that does it. I would love for it not to be, because I'm kind of tired of seeing SEC teams, to be quite honest. I want some new, you know what? Would like to see a Big 12 team. I think that'd be BYU. I've seen some things with BYU 10-7, possibly. I've seen BYU's been pretty hot.
BYU is scary to me. BYU is scary to me.
The Illinois thing, that's Jeremiah Fears is that's where he was going to go to college. So there'd be some blood there.
You got the Brad Underwood connection from OSU.
There'd be some stuff there. You got Michigan State. If they end up a 2 seed and OU's a 10, would they play them second round, the Fears brother? I mean, there's so many storylines they could go. Who knows what's going to happen? But I'm just excited that we can sit here and talk basketball and talk the OU's. And actually, tomorrow, I'm not going to be on pins and needles. OU's in. OU's a lock.
I'll still be nervous till I see the name.
They're in.
But they're in. Jay, let me ask you this as we close here. And Surgeaholics and anyone watching this video, please drop your prediction in the comment of this video. But here we go, Jay. What seed will Oklahoma be, and what region will they be in?
I don't know region. I'm not going to say. I can't pick a region. I just can't. I'm going to say OU is going to be a 10. I'm going to go 10 out east. How's that?
Okay, and I've got 10 out west, Jay. So hey, drop yours in the comment section of this video. We will be having a Sooner Surge March Madness Tournament Challenge just for Sooner Surge followers. So we'll have all that information later tonight on our live. We'll also probably have another video or maybe even a live immediately following the selection show, so we can kind of break down Oklahoma's road to the Final Four. Man, that feels good to talk about. Hey, make sure you like this video and you comment. Check out the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com, and we'll see you later today, Sooner Nation. Let's go dancing.